Hello and welcome to our video, 10 informations you need to know about yesterday. In this video, we'll be covering some of the most important events that took place yesterday, giving you a quick summary of each one. Pro-Kremlin blogger dies. According to authorities, the death of Vladlen Tatarsky, a Russian military blogger who was a vocal supporter of Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine, is being investigated as a high-profile murder. Tatarsky died in an explosion at a cafe in St. Petersburg on Sunday evening. Within an hour of the bombing, prominent Russian commentators were accusing Ukraine and making threats of retaliation. However, Kiev attributed the attack to internal conflicts within Russia. "The spiders are devouring each other in a jar," commented Mikhail Podolyak, an advisor to Volodymyr Zelensky. Dover Port's controversy. Sala Braverman, the Home Secretary, faced criticism from opposition MPs who accused her of being in denial and out of touch after she denied that Brexit was responsible for the chaos at Dover. Despite thousands of people facing a second day of being stuck in queues at the port, Braverman insisted that it's not fair to blame Brexit for the adverse effects. However, the chief executive of the port, Doug Bannister, maintained that it is absolutely true that the queues, which first appeared last summer, are a direct result of Britain leaving the European Union. Children's waiting list worries. Dr. Camilla Kingdon, a leading doctor from the Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health, has expressed concerns about the unacceptable long waiting times for NHS treatment that could have a lifelong impact on children's health. Her warning follows the revelation that almost 15,000 pediatric operations were cancelled in the past year. Dr. Kingdon warned that the backlog posed a serious risk of physical and mental harm to children and could have devastating consequences. The Department of Health and Social Care has stated that reducing waiting lists is one of the Prime Minister's top 5 priorities. Arrest news boosts Trump. A recent poll by Yahoo News and YouGov suggests that Donald Trump has surged ahead of Ron DeSantis in the race for the Republican presidential nomination, following his indictment. The poll, conducted after the announcement of criminal charges against Trump, shows him with a commanding lead of 57%, compared to DeSantis' 31%. This 26% lead represents a significant increase from a poll conducted by the same groups less than 2 weeks ago, where Trump held a lead of only 8%. The former president is scheduled to appear in court in Manhattan tomorrow. Inflation fear as oil surges. The announcement of surprise cuts in oil production by several major oil exporters has caused a spike in oil prices. At the beginning of trading, the price of Brent crude oil rose by over $5 a barrel, which equates to a 7% increase, bringing it above $85. According to the BBC, this price increase could exacerbate the ongoing cost of living crisis and increase the likelihood of a recession. In another troubling development for the economy, the chairman of Tesco, the UK's largest retailer, has stated that he cannot predict when food prices will reach their peak. Paris votes to ban e-scooters. The citizens of Paris have voted in favor of banning rental electric scooters in their city. In a referendum held on Sunday, almost 90% of the votes cast were in favor of banning the use of battery-powered e-scooters in response to the increasing number of people being injured on and by them in the French capital. Despite the low turnout of only 8% of those eligible to vote, the outcome means that Paris, which was once at the forefront of adopting e-scooter services, will become the only major European capital to outlaw the devices, according to Le Monde. PM to launch abuse task force. According to The Times, Rishi Sunak will argue that political correctness has contributed to the sexual exploitation of children. To combat this issue, the Prime Minister plans to create a task force led by the National Crime Agency to eradicate these evil grooming gangs. The police will be assisted in identifying the types of criminals who commit these offenses through data analysis. The government has stated that grooming gangs will no longer be able to escape punishment due to cultural sensitivities. Safety fears over siren test. The Daily Telegraph reported that officials are apprehensive about the potential repercussions of testing a mobile phone emergency siren and believe that the implications have not been carefully considered. The transport industry and organizations that provide aid to domestic violence victims have discussed the trial. On Sunday, April 23, all mobile phones will receive a loud, 10-second blast, and road safety advocates have cautioned that it could divert drivers' attention. Additionally, some victims of domestic violence rely on lifeline phones that are kept hidden from their partners, and the siren could expose these phones. Orpo wins Finnish nail-biter. Petteri Orpo, the leader of the Finnish Conservative Party, has emerged victorious in a tense three-way election race, beating Sanna Marin's center-left Social Democratic Party. Following the vote count that favored him, Orpo claimed the biggest mandate and secured 20.8% of the vote. He defeated the right-wing populist Finns Party, which received 20.1% of the vote, and Prime Minister Marin's party, which secured 19.9%. The Helsinki Times stated that Finland would take a step towards the right after the election results. Totoro wins big at Oliviers. Paul Mescal, an Oscar nominee, and Jodie Comer, a Killing Eve star, have emerged victorious at the Olivier Awards. Mescal was awarded Best Actor for his role in A Streetcar Named Desire, while Comer won Best Actress for Prima Facie. My Neighbor Totoro, the stage adaptation of Studio Ghibli's animated film, was also highly successful, winning 6 categories at the awards ceremony. Standing at the Sky's Edge was awarded Best New Musical in another category.